Okay, check. Prez,
What up?
welcome back, man.
Asante,
Hey,
man.
the fans have made some amazing noise about you.
I'll see you.
I'll see you, eh?
That's how it's supposed to be. You know, whether it's positive or negative, you know, as long as you have people out there talking about you, then you're doing something right.
Then you're doing something right, eh?
Yeah, and another factor is just know that whether it's positive or negative, you know, whether it's lovers or haters, you know, haters are lovers in disguise. So because there's no point for me to hate on you, and yet I don't know you. You know, I don't know you. So why would I go and say, you know, that CTA, that means I'm a fan to CTA, but in disguise.
Hey, I've got many guys who are fans in disguise.
Yo, can I pick this?
Okay, sir. Rolling, okay. Okay, Prezzo, let's continue with this story. Where we left off, you had talked about making AY panic
Yeah.
and recording this banger. But then you went then to record your first video with somebody, a collab. I mean, minus the Nazizi one, but what I mean with a Tanzanian.
Yeah, so, you know, AY was stressed out because he didn't see like we were going to achieve our mission, which was to do this recording, and the next day we make it happen for the video. Why? Because we're just living our life.
You're wilding out.
We're just wilding out, bro. We're wilding out, and at the end of the day, like, you know, I have mad respect for AY and for any other artist for that matter. So I knew whatever the case, like, this job has to be done. But because we were out there, you know, party and BS, AY thought like, you know, maybe we didn't have a SHIT
In order.
So the next day, you know, like, he woke me up at around 6. Like, bro, ile kazi yetu vipi? So I told him, I'm like, yeah, nigga, take a chill pill. So I gave him a chill pill. I was like, no, matter of fact, take another chill pill. Now I told him, like, don't worry about it, you know. So I told Firoz, call Musyoka and set up a studio session for myself and AY. So we went to the studio at Baricho Road. That's where Homeboys were. Went to the studio at Baricho Road. Met up with Musyoka. Musyoka put a beat. We put vocals. We wrote there and then. We put vocals. We had a hit. It was as simple as that. So after everything, it took maybe like an hour.
An hour?
Yeah, maximum.
Bro, that's short.
Yeah, it took an hour. And after that hour, I went back to AY like, huh? What were you saying now? Do we have the product or no? You know? And that's where nipe nikupe, ra tupate, njo upate mambo matam toka kwangu came up.
CMB Prezzo, Ferroz, Homeboys Production. Hey, why?
Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njoo upate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njoo upate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njoo upate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njoo upate mambo matam toka kwangu. Come baby, 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 come. Njoo upate mambo matam toka kwangu. Njoo upate true love na mashamsham. So many wapenda napenda we wantu. Ukiona wanaleta uchochezi, hawana nia njema kama vipechana nao. Blam blam, wacha wana ham, fanya nao mema mabaya wakati steam ikibidi vyo. Nipe mambo nidate nikupe, yangu adimu njo nikupe. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njo upate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njo upate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njo upate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njo upate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe na raha tupate, njo sogea karibu nikupe mate baby.
Sweet. Okay, now that song has a video to it.
Yes.
When did the video come?
The next day, because
Yo, bro, no wasting time.
no wasting time. And you know, this is one thing I love about AY. AY is the kind of person, you know, like he wanted things and he wanted them like to just flow.
That guy's grind was correct.
Yeah, his grind was correct. So once we were finished doing the song, of which I didn't know of, AY goes like, so mshikaji wangu unajua inabidi tupige ile video. I'm like, video? He's like, yeah, inabidi tupige video, nahitaji ma video vixens, nahitaji magari, nahitaji. So now, lucky for us, you know, everything that he needed, we had them at our disposal.
Yeah.
Magari, this video vixens. Hello? Yeah. Come to our homeboys at this and this and this time. My parents won't allow me, you know, I can't appear in a video, come with a hat. I swear to God, this is the truth, you know. So if you scrutinize that video, you'll see this one lady, she's wearing a red Kangol hat. And the lady was always dancing just like this because she didn't want her folks to know that she's in that video.
CMB Prezzo, Ferroz, Homeboys Production. Hey, why?
Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njoo pate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njoo pate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njoo pate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njoo pate mambo matam toka kwangu. Come baby, come baby, come baby, come baby, come baby, come. Njoo pate mambo matam toka kwangu. Njoo pate true love na masham. Stop many wako na napenda we want to. Ukiona wanaleta uchochezi, hawana nia njema kama vipechana nao. Blam blam, wacha wana ham. Fanya nao mema mabaya wakata steam ikibidi vyo. Nipe mambo nidate nikupe yangu adimu njoo nikupe. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njoo pate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njoo pate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njoo pate mambo matam toka kwangu. Nipe nikupe, raha tupate, njoo pate mambo matam toka kwangu.
Nipe nikupe na raha tupate, njoo sogea karibu nikupe mate baby. Nataka uwe mawane nole, kila napokaa na kuwaza tu.
And if they know now, hey.
You haven't said who it is anyway.
Yeah, so we did the video the next day. I got my posse, my crew. We got some ladies, you know, and the video was shot the next day.
Yo, okay. So now you drop this single. You release this single.
Yes.
What's the response like? Because this, I mean, TZ, I'm sure the press must have penetrated a good one.
Yeah, the response was crazy. The response both here in Kenya, in Tanzania, and partially in Uganda was crazy. But Tanzania and Kenya just blew us off, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, it was good for me at that time because keep in mind, I hadn't been in the music industry for the longest time.
Yeah.
So working with AY, you know, it also opened up borders for me to Tanzania, and it opened up borders for him here in Kenya.
Yeah, it did, hands
Yeah.
down. So let me ask you now, did you start getting called to do shows in Tanzania because of this song?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, we did so many shows.
Can you remember your first time going to Tanzania and literally throwing down? Because the last time you've talked about Tanzania, in this case, it's when you've gone there to record Let's Get Down. By the time AY is coming to record a song with you, and he's specifically saying, yo, Prez, man, make it happen, that means there must have been a buzz about you. So I'm trying to figure out, how was it going down to Tanzania?
You know, the honest truth is, like, I've done 1,000,001 shows in Tanzania. And I'd be lying if I say I remember my first show that I went for in Tanzania.
You've done too many, yeah?
Wow, you got no idea.
But okay, but do you have a time when you can remember performing this song with AY in TZ and TZ being like?
Oh yeah, most of the times when I was there, we used to do that song. Most of the times.
Okay, cool. Okay, with this song, banger, people have felt it. What's next? Where does Prezzo go next after that?
So after that, after Nipe Nikupe, you know, is when now I was finalizing with the whole Naleta action project. Because we were working with these Indian guys who would go to India and, you know, press the CDs, the whole package.
Yep.
So we were just basically waiting for Naleta action to come through, the CDs that is, and then we'll do a launch for it.
Okay, on that CD, there's a song that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Mahang.
Yes.
Just tell us a little bit about that. Who did you record that with?
Yes. Mahang, again, you know, I recorded that with Talia, you know, so big shout out to Talia.
Nice, yeah.
And Mahang was just, you know, like a lot of people thought of me as that braggist, flosser, spoiled kid, ABC, and all that. So I wanted people to take me as an artist.
Nice.
You know, and as an artist, you know, like, yes, you can goof around here and there, you know, checking out a roll, checking out a shine, checking out a bus, checking out a handle mine. But at the same time, you know, you have to, you know, have a message for the people. Yeah. Mahang is actually a Christian hymn.
Him.
You know, and I know this because growing up with my folks, you know, I used to listen to a lot of music. So Mahang, the original version goes like, nahangaika na mahangaiko na shughuli za kila siku tunazofanya wanadamu. You know, nahangaika na mahangaiko na shughuli za kila siku tunazofanya wanadamu. You understand? So I did it with a different twist.
Yeah.
The one I did goes like, nahangaika na mahangaiko na shughuli za kila siku tunazofanya wanadamu. Ewe Mola wangu, nahangaika na mahangaiko na shughuli kila siku tunazofanya wanadamu.
Kila siku, every day, na shughuli za kila siku tunazofanya wanadamu. Ewe Baba yangu, ewe Mola wangu uliye juu mbingu, naomba unisikilize na kulilia wewe tu. Hamna mwingine, hamna pengine pa kwenda, hamna mwingine ambaye sikio atatega kunisikiza shida zangu. Hamna mwingine Baba, ni wewe tu. Sisi vijana tunaishi maisha magumu, anasa za dunia zinatuua kama sumu. Pesa, pombe, wanawake, vitu vitatu vinavyotumaliza everyday. Naomba utulinde, naomba utukinge, kwa jina la Yesu shetani naye ashindwe. Naomba unilindie mama yangu, yeye ni kipenzi cha moyo wangu, siwezi kuwa sahau. Uncle Will, Uncle Gigs, Uncle Musa, kijana amekuwa, asanteni kwa kunifunza jinsi maisha yanavyoenda. Sasa nahangaika na mahangaiko ya dunia, nahangaika na shughuli za kila siku tunazofanya wanadamu. Ewe Baba yangu, na shughuli za kila siku tunazofanya wanadamu.
So in that song I was talking about ewe Mola wangu uliye juu mbingu, naomba unisikilize na kulilia wewe tu. Hamna mwingine, hamna pengine pa kwenda, hamna mwingine ambaye sikio atatega kunisikiza shida zangu. Hamna mwingine Baba, ni wewe tu. Sisi vijana tunaishi maisha magumu, anasa za dunia zinatuua kama sumu. Pesa, pombe, wanawake, vitu vitatu vinavyotumaliza everyday. Naomba utulinde, naomba utukinge. Kwa jina la Yesu shetani naye ashindwe.
That's such a cool song.
You understand? So it was a song with a message on it.
It showed a different perspective of who
Showing
the
a
Prezzo
different-
is.
Yeah, not perspective, showing how versatile Prezzo is.
Nice.
Because Prezzo is the same guy who can jump on any kind of beat. Prezzo is the same guy who can jump on any kind of hook. But Prezzo chose to jump on this specific hook because I used to hear my mom, you know, singing it all the time growing up.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about now the banger. That's, I mean, the official release of your first album. Is that where we go next with this? Because
Yes.
you've talked about
Yes.
pressing the CD. So you press the CDs up in India.
Yeah, in India.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I know there was demand for this thing because I remember looking for them all over the place.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we pressed the CDs in India, you know, and then we made the launch at Skiza. Skiza, remember Skiza in Village Market?
Yeah.
Yeah, the owner was called Roberto. Yeah, so we pressed the CDs in India. And, you know, for me, I was very excited because, you know, this was my first project. You know, we pressed around 1,000 CDs, right? Then we chose Skiza,
Village Market.
their Village Market, to launch the CD. So we had banners and everything, and all this, you know, stuff, we're doing it single-handedly. We're not even touching my mom's money no more. We're doing all this.
The Press brand has started bringing,
Yeah,
the Prezzo brand has started bringing in.
The Prezzo brand has started bringing in, you know, money. So we had banners that were really big, you know, with Naleta Action, the logo and everything. And so we had an agreement with Skiza, and the owner for Skiza was called Roberto. He was an Italian guy. So, you know, CMB, the way we were, we like to chill with the Italianos. So we feel like we're mob bosses, you know? So I told this guy, I'm like, hey, Roberto, I want to launch my video, my whole album in your club. Guy told me, like, Prezzo, you can do anything you want in my club. I turned to Kina Firoz, I told him, did you hear that?
Affirmative.
Affirmative. Signed and sealed. So we did the launch there. The launch, like, at that time, the people who came were mostly the people who we invited. You know, we invited specific few people because, you know, this was our first time doing this whole thing. But I invited journalists from Tanzania. You know, there was this lady called TK, Teddy Kalonga. She used to work for East Africa TV. I invited her over. I invited a couple of people because I always wanted to be professional, you know. So we launched the album, and then now we had a live performance. That was my first live performance ever, you know, for my album launch.
Yes.
We had a very good crowd, you know. And yeah, like, you know, I remember at the end of that day, Firoz pulled me to the side and he said, do you know where we're headed to right now? I told him, no, man, where we headed to? He said, do you know where we're headed to right now? I said, no, where are we headed to? And he said, not even the sky, you know, because the sky is the limit. Let's make the sky the beginning point. So wherever we're going, just know that we're beginning from the sky.
Yeah.
And, you know, this coming from my peoples, you know, I felt very encouraged, you know. Then I remember Jomo Geshaga came for the
album launch.
The album launch. And he bought like 50 copies of Naleta Action.
Yo.
50, just like that, you know. And I was like, now I can relate with what Firoz was saying, you know. Sky is not the limit, sky is the beginning point, and we keep going upwards. he bought like 50 copies of my album, and my album was selling at 500
Yep.
shillings at
Yep.
that time. So we got the album, started on a tour, started going round and round, you know, trying to promote the album and sell it as well. I respect my brothers because at that time, you know, like each and every car that we had CDs in the trunk, you know. So if you had one car or you had one car, then you'd go and post somewhere and pop the trunk.
Yo.
And then, you know, just put that Prezzo flyer and the CDs for sale here. That's how we used to do it, you know. So we pushed that. We went to Kisii, we went to Meru, we went to Narukuru, we went countrywide. At the same time, in between time, I'm doing shows in Tanzania, you know. So whenever I go to Tanzania, I push CDs there too.
And not by bus,
Not
just
by
for the
bus.
record.
No, not by bus. Please, not by bus. So we'd go and push the CDs there while performing. What we did was try and take as much, you know, opportunity as it comes for us to distribute this album. So if you call us in Lodwar, we didn't care whether you guys have CD players or not.
We come in.
We'll pull up with the CDs and we'll convince you to buy a CD without a CD player.
Nice.
That was the hustle, you know? So,
Because that's another revenue stream. I mean, like, being an artist, I understand the importance of having CDs, not just as a CV.
can you hear her?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but she can reduce. Yeah, it's a reduce.
Sorry, bro.
Let's go.